Well, I can't believe I'm saying this, but welcome to part 29 of the Blazer build. So it's been about a week since that last video came out. I have ordered my wheel speed sensors and got them. Delphi, that's a legitimate brand. I'm hoping this fixes my problem. I looked back through my Rock Auto history and I found out that the hubs I bought, they're Mevotech and they're supposed to be kind of middle of the road ones. You know, for this thing, I try to buy something that's going to be good and reliable, but not the like concourse restoration stuff, because I figure it's good enough. Who's really going to complain? Other than YouTube commenters, like, you should get all GM. Like, okay, cool, then I'd have a $30,000 car worth $2,000. So when I ordered my wheel hubs originally 3 years ago, I ordered them with a few other parts. So then of course there was tax, there was shipping, I had some sort of discount applied. But before all that, the hubs originally were 77 and some change. And those come with wheel speed sensors. So you gotta figure, okay, the bearings are some of that, the sensors are some of that. Well, I just ordered these wheel speed sensors, which were kind of the cheapest ones that looked reasonable. Like I could have got OEM AC Delco ones, but Delphi's good. These, after adding tax and shipping, were about $77. So needless to say, if the sensors were these that came on those hubs, the actual bearing and hub and all the metal parts would be worth about like $10. So chances are they put the world's cheapest sensors in there and this will help. There is an off chance that the reason they suck is because the wheel that it's looking at isn't magnetic enough. I don't know if that's a problem. I mean, it makes sense to me that if it were a weak magnet, then replacing the sensors isn't going to help because it's not going to pick up on it anyway. But I'm feeling good about trying this. If anyone's wondering, I did look at the warranty information. Those hubs are still covered under warranty. It makes no specific mention of the sensors. It does have a lot of stipulations too, but it looks like it'd be more trouble than it's worth if I pulled those off and sent them back, and if they sent me new ones and warrantied them. I'd basically be down for several weeks while I waited for all that shipping to happen, and I would have the exact same crappy sensors as I had before, and it would take more time. So we're gonna give this a shot today. I don't know what happened. The weather got super nice for a week or two, and I was able to go outside and get some stuff done, but it just got crazy hot again. I don't know, it's just one of those years. I guess let's get to this. All right, that went pretty well. I knocked that out in about half hour, I think. Luckily, the Allen bolt on the passenger side didn't break when I tried to take out that wheel sensor like it did on the driver's side. So that saved me a little bit of trouble. I tried to put in a stainless bolt just to make it easier for the next guy, but I apparently only had one stainless M6 by whatever short length that was. So I guess if you ever have to take that out again, and you live in the Rust Belt, I pray for you. So I plugged in the meter before I plugged him back into the wiring harness and spun the wheel again, and easily went over 300 millivolts on both sides. What was funny is the driver's side was actually in the hundreds, like the old one was. And I noticed on the passenger side, I needed one shim in there. If I took out both shims, it would hit the wheel. So I left one in. So I just put one on the other side. So I decided to try taking it out and it wasn't hitting. So I tested it then, and then I was over 300 millivolts. So those are really picky. They gotta be really close to that wheel, but not touching it. I feel pretty good about this. It's a million degrees out and I'm dirty, so I'm gonna shower and I'll test it later, but I'll bring you back when I test it. But for now, I think that was a success. Hey everyone, welcome back. It has been a couple of weeks since that last clip. Right now, I'm in a spot you probably haven't seen much of. This is the garage on the house. And that's just because this is where I park when I'm driving my cars, and the dumb Blazer wouldn't start. So you probably remember in the last video, I went to my friend's shop to get it scanned, and I said this. So I pull up to my friend's shop, turn off the truck, go inside. We do the scanning, and he's like, all right, turn it off, start it up, see if the light's gone away. I went out there and turned it, and it was just clicking like the battery was dead. I was like, now what? Well, anyway, I'd kind of forgot about it since then, and then I just went to drive this, and it wouldn't start. Battery was dead. So see, I've got the charger on it right now. I don't know what the problem is, because the one time it died, it was right after driving it. So it's like, okay, alternator. The second time it died, it was right after sitting for a few days. So it's like, okay, parasitic draw. As I've said before, I've replaced everything except the alternator. Alternators for this, they're like less than the price of just going to a sit-down restaurant for 2 people. So I just ordered an alternator. It just came in. Charging the battery. When I get back from running errands, I'm going to slap an alternator in and see if that fixes it. Wheel speed sensors fixed the ABS problem, so that's good. What's really annoying is that when you buy a project car, you make a list like, here's all the things that I need to fix, and you kind of put the more important things at the top and then the less important things at the bottom. By now, I've pretty much gotten through the entire list, replaced everything it needed, except for a couple bigger items that are kind of wish list but not necessary. Rear leaf springs, rear shocks, a few things like that. Alternator wasn't on my list because it worked fine. Wheel speed sensors weren't on my list because I already replaced them. Here we are. So that's the joy of a 25-year-old car, that I think this is going to be the ideal winter vehicle. I remember these things when they were new, so they were great vehicles. They're not new anymore. So just going back, further reinforcing that I need to get a different vehicle. But at least there's one more thing off the list of problems that have to be fixed. ABS, it's done. No more lights, no more kicking on when it's not supposed to. ABS is working 100%, which most Blazers can't say that anymore. Most people, I think, just take the fuse out and pretend it doesn't exist. But now I have this new problem, alternator. So we're going to put in an alternator. Maybe that'll help, maybe it won't. And I'm going to try to get to my friend's shop within the next week to reset the four-wheel drive light and see if it stays off this time. Then I will have 2 big items off my list of problems lingering for the next buyer. So we're going to be in a good spot. We'll bring it back in a little bit after I'm done running some errands and after this is charged. Well, you just saw the time lapse. I probably didn't even have to set it on time lapse. That took like 10 minutes. 2 bolts, 1 plug, 1 wire, and a belt. That's it. I'm gonna hook the battery up, see how it goes. That is really where this thing shines. It might not be the most reliable. How many vehicles out there today can you replace the alternator in 12 minutes for a $70 part? Well, man, there's all kinds of weird shit going on with this. You saw right there, it didn't start. Unhooked the battery, put the charger on it, and just let the charger run for a while. The charger I had on it before, I don't think that's working right. I'll show a little clip here of what the needle was doing while I was trying to charge it. I tried it on a couple different settings, and it was always doing that. So I thought, well, maybe I have a bad battery now. It's only, 3 years old, 2 years old, and I got the best one they had with 75-month warranty. So there's no reason it should be bad, but who knows? That's my luck. So I got out the trustworthy battery charger. Nice vintage 6 and 12 volt one from Sears in the 70s or 80s. Thing never lets me down. I put that on for a while. My battery voltage is now up to 13 point something. So I'm gonna try to start it again. Oh man, that popped off better than it has in a long time. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see if the alternator fixes things or if I'm just back to a dead battery a few days. I guess we'll come back and see how that goes. Right now across the battery, it says 14.65, so that's pretty damn good. I guess we'll see how it goes. Hey everyone, welcome back. It is the following day. I left my battery hooked up all night. I am going to pop the hood, see what the voltage is at, and then try to start it and see what the alternator is putting out. Okay, 12 and a half, not terrible. So I think that alternator might have fixed it. I'm still gonna be a little scared to drive it. I was thinking it'd be great to just drive it to work all week and see how it does. But the problem is, if it does poorly, then I'm stuck at work and need a jump. I'll just keep driving the Abarth, and this will stay in the driveway, and I'll probably just mess with it next weekend. One more thing I did last night off camera, it was getting dark, and it was a nice cool evening, and I was like, I feel like I should do something else on this before I go inside. And I remembered the horn has never worked on this, and I'd never really chased it down, because I was like, I mean, who cares? Just don't honk the horn, whatever. So I decided last night, let's figure this out. So I went to the horn, honked it, no voltage, went to the relay, honked it, no voltage. So I knew the problem was probably in the steering wheel. Now, I didn't take any video or anything of this. I was actually using my phone that I use as a camera, as a flashlight. But you pop the airbag off, there's a little spring-loaded plastic thingy. I took that out, I sanded the end of it with some really fine sandpaper, put it back in, horn works. So if you got a horn that's not working and it's a similar age, mine might have been pickled in mouse piss, but regardless, you pop that little thing out, sand the end off, put it back in. That might solve your problems. It solved mine. Man, I think I'm gonna call this one for the day and probably just get this one published. But the truck's gonna sit here all week. I suppose next weekend I will go try to clear that four-wheel drive light and see if it held a charge all week. So right now I'm gonna go work on the Abarth. So if you're into the opposite of this car, go check out my videos where I do that. So we will see you in the next video, which my math is correct, will be part 30. See you then.